Hey everyone, this is another video in our series where the team, Andrew Melbourne, Lana Brisbane, Graham Sydney, me Perth, are answering some questions that have been coming up quite regularly for us, particularly out of a webinar we did recently. So Lana, I'm going to throw to you for this one. And the question that was posed is, how do we explain to clients to pay from their cash flow for our services when we're advising them on how to manage cash flow if it's already tight?
This is a pretty common question at the moment, given that super funds are really squeezing hard on getting advice fees paid from superannuation. The whole sole purpose test is getting pretty tough, or the rules around that. So I guess part of what you want to work with your clients is on getting real clarity on the cash flow and how money comes in and out of their household. Yes, that means you will probably have to work on a budget with them, and you could include some really clever tools to demonstrate how their money comes in, goes out, all that sort of stuff. And usually we would all find that they have some aha moments around how they spend their money. So I guess your role is to work through all of those things with them and make sure that they can have, they can still have their lifestyle and pay for your advice. So your role really is show them how.
Yeah, and I think they're coming to you because they need help. There's something triggered to go, I can't keep doing this. So they're coming to you for assistance. They want your advice. Some of it, as you know, is probably going to be around behavioural change for them. But your advice is there to help them move forward in their life, and that's worth paying for. So if it does mean that you have to charge some of your fees through cash flow, helping them understand what their budget looks like, and we know there's lots of other better words than budget, but also demonstrating to them through your modelling that they can actually afford to pay your fee, achieve what they want to do if they follow the process that we're talking about. Now, Andrew, I might throw to you.
Yeah, just quickly. So one thing that if that cost or that fee is, I should say, is more around the initial advice. One thing that advice business could think about doing, which I haven't seen too much of, is have a process in place where they can pay it in instalments. And there's lots of software around available now that will link up to your invoicing software and so forth, and that can actually process that. And I think that's if the fee's a few $1,000s to do that initial advice, if that is too much of a hurdle for a client initially, think about how they could do it in instalments, and that might make it easier for them to engage with you.
That's right, and that can be a very separate agreement to the ongoing fee. So there might be two direct debits. So one's going to end in 6 months or whatever the payment terms is, and the other is, so they're very distinct. Graham, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, look, I think also there's a lot of advisors that actually probably used to having this conversation because they're used to finding managing the cash flow around paying insurance premiums. So they're working with clients. A lot of families, insurance premiums are usually not the number one on their priority list for payment, but they work with them to find the cash flow to pay those. So it's a very similar conversation. And it's a matter of just, again, reinforcing your value and making sure the client see it. And I think to Andrew's point, then if you can set it up as a monthly payment process, it becomes, quite straightforward. And like I said, a conversation they're probably already having today.
Yeah, that's right. And one thing I would probably put over the top of all of that, if you're dealing with clients that are on very low incomes and cash flow is really tight, then it might mean that you need to rethink the targeted clients that you're working with. Now, I know that is confronting to a lot of advisors. Who's going to look after these people? But the reality is there are some clients who have short-term needs or transactional needs that they need some help with, that the full financial advice process, the one that you love, where you really get to know your clients, it's actually not necessary for them. There may be other alternative ways that they can engage with somebody to get help. So you either redesign your whole engagement process so you can deliver, you can use digital technology better, you can use better ways to educate clients, and you can deliver a profitable service to those clients that they can afford to pay with their cash flow, or you refer to somebody else. And I've got a video interview coming up shortly with Vince from Life Sherpa. So if you've got a whole bunch of clients that are in their 30s and 40s just needing help with budgeting, cash flow, understanding their money better, check out Life Sherpa, because it might be a great alternative for you to refer them to. And that is a business specifically designed to deliver valuable, low-cost advice in a way that clients consume really well. Either that, or if you just love these clients way too much and you don't want to let some of them go, it means looking at your whole business, determining how many you're actually going to service, perhaps on a pro bono basis, but it will mean that you need to make sure that the other clients that you're serving are profitable, and you've got a slight premium in there that frees up some of your time to be able to service these other clients on a pro bono basis. The fact is, we're in a world now where you need to be looking at each client. You haven't got passive cash flow coming in that's going to subsidize that. And if you're going to stay around to be able to look after these people for the longer term, it's really important to make sure that they're profitable, or you've intentionally decided to give pro bono services to them, not by accident without realizing. All right, thanks guys. That was another great question. Cheers.